just got a full box of Kosas Beauty makeup, and I wanted to do a full tutorial brand review with you all, so let's get into it. Hey everyone, it's Henna here, and thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. Wow, so weird saying that. But I wanted to go ahead and do a video. I got this really, amazing package from Kosas Beauty. I've tried a few things from them, but not really. I'm really intrigued and excited to be able and just grateful to get all of this, but I wanted to do like a walkthrough tutorial, maybe like a first impression of everything from Kosas, at least what they sent me. Without further ado, I think it's time we just get right into it. If you're new to my channel, just for some context, hi, my name is Henna Ali, and I do unfiltered beauty and lifestyle content on YouTube. I'm really on TikTok and Instagram, but I'm trying to get back into YouTube. You can actually find me at the Henna Ali, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But I do have very textured, acne-prone skin, a lot of acne scars, oily, combination to oily skin, just depending on the season. But this is what my skin looks like up close. So it's always interesting to just try new brands and products, especially Kosas, because I definitely always kind of relate Kosas to like the clean girl aesthetic makeup look, which has been a struggle for me. And that's just because I have very textured skin. So I want to see how the brand really just looks if I were to just do makeup with only their product. Base complexion products, I see these two. And this is their Dream Beam, the SPF 40, and their Glow IV, which I actually have my own. These are the only two products I really have. I think the only other thing I've tried from Kosas is the concealer. But I already have these, so I'm not gonna open up these. I might just go ahead and give these to a friend or donate these. So I have used this on occasion, and sometimes I've actually used this on its own because it has a little bit of a tint to it, but it's one where it just kind of blends in with your skin. It doesn't add any coverage, but this is truly an SPF, and I have used this from the brand. I've used this a few times. So I'm not gonna apply this right now, but it's really cool to see that a beauty brand is coming out with SPF, because at the end of the day, you still have to go in with your skin prep before doing makeup, right? So really cool to see that they came out with an SPF, and I have tried it. Looks really nice on the skin. I've worn it alone with makeup and it works pretty well. I do see some foundations here, but before going in with foundation, I always kind of do my brows first. Actually really cute packaging for a brow pencil. I don't think I've ever seen Kosas brow pencil, but this is their Brow Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil, and I got it in the shade dark brown. Really cute, gives me Barbie vibes. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush side and just brush up my brows, because you really want to see what shape you're going to kind of go with. I will say, very grateful for having very thick brows, so I don't have to do too much in the brow department, but I do have some sparse areas in the front. So here is the pencil side. Pretty thin. That's a really pretty thin brow pencil. Let's go ahead and just see what we can get here. Oh, that was pretty quick. That looks pretty nice. The color is very spot on. I do like the color. This side always looks a lot thicker, but I'm trying to grow my brows out a little bit more. I will say one thing I do notice is that it is a little bit more stiff, the formula, which I'm not mad at actually, because it does a really good job at just pressure of like how much pigment you're getting. It's not too much, but it's not showing up. Makes sense. Such a millennial thing to be like, if that makes sense. I always feel like that's such a millennial thing. Not to age myself, but I'm not that old either. I'm not even 30 yet. But just saying. And that is what the brows are looking like. I mean, it's a good brow pencil. It's definitely pretty nice and thin. I do like the stiffness of the formula of this one. Now, I don't know the retail price. I'm just gonna go ahead and link it below in the description if I remember. Now, I have used their Glow IV before, and actually the shade, as you can tell, I've used it, I think, 2 times now. Again, I'm a very combination to oily skin gal, so I don't really look for anything glowy like this, well, at least in the past, but now I do, and I find ways to kind of work with it. Now, a lot of folks would probably use this as a full primer base situation, but I don't. I only use it on just the high points, and these are really just the highlight areas, and then I go over with foundation. And this one is in the shade Illuminate, which is their sheer light medium champagne shade, and that is enough. You don't need any more. You could totally apply this with fingers, but I'm just gonna go in with the brush, and again, I just add it to the highlights I could totally see someone wanting to put this all over. I could have even went with less product because look at that, just a little goes a long way with this. But I like to use it as a highlighter so I don't have to add anything at the end, and you see? Next, I have their Revealer Skin Improving Foundation, and this actually has SPF 25, but just a rule for thumb, and I feel like this is pretty well known just across. SPF and makeup is not enough, which is why I appreciate Kosas did come out with a separate SPF to also work with the makeup, because to really have the makeup SPF work, you would have to like reapply your makeup constantly, and you're not gonna do that. So but aside from that, I do have the foundation already. So again, I'm probably just gonna donate these because not necessary to just keep all that makeup sitting around. And I'm gonna use it in the shade 210, which is light, medium, neutral. I'm gonna go in with a little bit because I'm not too big on wearing a lot of foundation. I know my older videos when I used to post back in like 2018, 2019, that was definitely the opposite, but I feel like I definitely go in with a lot less makeup. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the Refi brush, which by the way, can we just call this the Monet brush? Because Monet, you know. And then whatever's extra, I just take it down the neck. There's not much left, but I feel like that was a good amount of product. That actually spread pretty well. Like, I wasn't even expecting to get less coverage, but wow, I forgot how much coverage this foundation is. Kosas doesn't have, at least in the box they sent me, they don't have a contour bronzer, so I'm gonna just use the one I always do. This is the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. It's in the shade medium, and this is like my third one at this point. I love this product. And I always like to do my bronzer contour before concealer to just blend everything together really well. I think it just does the job. So the next thing I would do is my concealer. And again, to be mindful and just conscious as a consumer, they did send their Revealer concealer, but I already do have the Revealer concealer from them. So again, definitely gonna donate. And I will say, I'm not usually one to use a beauty sponge. I use like powder puffs, but not beauty sponges anymore, but they do have one. It's the Revealer dual-ended makeup blender, but I know I don't use sponges. You know what? No, I'm not gonna use it. I'd rather donate this. Someone else could use it. I think I've worn this concealer maybe 3 or 4 times at this point, and I don't really have much to say on it. It's a good concealer. I do try my best to switch between concealers, you know, as someone who does do makeup videos online. I try my best to continuously be trying products, alternating, but I don't really have anything bad to say about this concealer. It works, it does the job, has good coverage, and the shade works really well for me. Again, I don't really use makeup sponges. I mean, I will if I kind of have to in the moment, or I know if some product just works better with a sponge. Otherwise, this is my go-to brush for concealer, and this is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. Good coverage on this concealer. Never really noticed. And it brightened quite a bit. I will say this concealer does look very hydrating, but for my oily combination gals, I powder up, so don't worry. I was about to move on to powder, but I totally missed this product. These are brow gels. So they're a tinted volumizing treatment gel, and then there's a clear lifting treatment gel with lamination effect. Before I continue on, can I just say the packaging is so cute on these? So there's two. There's a clear one that's supposed to give you like a brow setter lamination effect, and then this one is just like a brow tint. I think I'm gonna go in with the clear because I don't really need more tinting. I don't know, let's see. I think this is the flat side, so this you kind of go upwards. Brows is definitely not my strong suit, and I think it has to do with my brows being so thick. Totally not trying to flex, but I think when you don't have to do much to your brows, you kind of don't develop the skill. Personally, I'm not sure if I did that right. I mean, my brows look set. This one always looks thicker, but just a brow gel, I think. This is actually my first time using this. This is a Cloud Set Baked Setting and Smoothing Powder, and I know this went viral on TikTok. I actually never tried this out before, so this will be a first time for me. And then this is in the shade Comfy Cloud Set. Wait, I cannot open it. Yep, that is for sure a baked powder. I don't want to touch it because it looks so nice and smooth. Quickly read, it says a super soft sheer setting and smoothing powder baked with skincare actives, that sweeps away shine, not glowing, feels like nothing, but looks like everything. It says it's skin powered bamboo stem extract, reduces shine. I need that. Passion fruit leaf extract smooths. We need that. And then Chinese peony, which minimizes the looks of pores. Again, I need that. I'm gonna use this two ways. I'm gonna use it as an all over setting powder, and then we can just target the areas, because usually what I would do is I'd take a loose setting powder and just set that my entire base makeup. And then I'll do bronzer, like bronzing powder, which I'll do that because we don't have that. And then I kind of go in with like the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush, like in just areas I want to smooth extra. So I guess that's the approach I'm going to take. So I'm going to take just a fluffy all over powder brush and just kind of apply this everywhere. Skin's definitely looking extra hydrated that I'm not used to, because I make myself look matte. Before I go in and just use the powder in certain areas, I'm gonna apply some bronzer. And this is the Airbrush Flawless Bronzer by Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm just gonna kind of apply it in the areas I went in with the skin enhancer, my bad. I also don't see a blush, so I'm just gonna add blush right now, because that's actually something I do before targeting my setting powder. So I'm just taking this blush right here and just lightly going over. I'm not really in the mood for too much blush right now, so I'm just doing something really, really light. Okay, so I went ahead and took it a step further, and I went ahead and did my mascara off camera, because again, I don't see any mascara from Kosas. Fast forward, I'm gonna go ahead and take that powder again, and I thought it was me, but this is quite a little difficult to open. And these are my real nails, so I just get so worried about breaking them trying to open something. The way to open it, just get a tool, stick it in there. Don't use your fingers. All right, so I'm gonna go back in with powder. I'm gonna take my little powder puff that I normally use, and I'm just gonna kind of really like load up my puff, because that's kind of what I normally do with the Charlotte powder. So I'm loading it up, and then I'm just gonna apply it under my eyes. I always apply powder like this. I target smoothing powder underneath here. Ooh, okay, that looks good. Oh, actually that looks really pretty. Just apply that there, and I'm really pressing it in. Going back with more product, pressing it in. And I just apply it in areas that I know have texture. I know that I get really shiny throughout the day. Here's what the Cloud Set powder is looking like on my complexion. All right, final products is I do have some lip products here, and I have 4 different lip products. I have a wet lip oil. I've actually used the plumping gloss from Kosas, so I think I might skip out on this one. I have 3 other lip products here. 2 of them are the same, they're the Weightless lip colors. These are Nourishing Satin lipsticks. And then we have a wet stick, which is a moisturizing lip shine. So they didn't send me any lip liners. Not sure if Kosas had any, so I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. And this is my favorite lip liner right now. It's the Makeup Forever, oh my gosh, where is it? Anywhere Caffeine. Well, it's one of my favorites. It's a really good lip liner for gloss, a nudie look, at least for my skin tone and just undertone. It works really well. This is in the shade Heat Wave. Lower that a little bit, you don't want it to break. Oh, that's pretty. I have no idea what I was expecting, but that looks so pretty on the lips. And this is the wet stick. This is a moisturizing lip shine in the shade Heat Wave. I really don't know what I was expecting, but it's such a thin formula, but it looks so pretty. And it's really high pigment, which you don't expect in like a shiny type of product. All right, so here is the final look. This is what my makeup looks like. I actually am quite surprised with some of the products, and then there are some that I feel like you could totally skip on. So I guess let's kind of go through that. Let's go through some of the products I actually really enjoy, and that one of them is, and I know I didn't use it this time, but the Dream Beam from Kosas I think is a great product. It's a great SPF. It works really well as just alone, giving you a nice glow to the skin, but also as a great SPF to use under makeup. I know there's some SPFs that don't really do well with other skincare products or work under certain makeup products. This one does, so you don't have to worry. I mean, there's there's many SPFs on the market, but it's cool to see a makeup brand coming out with one. I'm also really surprised by how well their complexion products do. So I have used the concealer in the past. Like I mentioned, I don't have any negatives about this concealer. I've been able to use it, switch out with other concealers just to try it and see how I feel about it. It's worked for me. The coverage is there. The shade's really great for me. So I don't have anything bad to say about the concealer, and the foundation also looks really pretty. I think if you're looking for something with a little bit more dew, but not to where you look like an oil stick, especially for someone with combination to oily skin, it's nice. And I forgot how nice the coverage is. I do like the lip gloss from Kosas, but I really like this. This is actually so pretty. I did not know this existed. I did not know this is what it looked like, but I'm excited to use this because I think just that lip shine, that satin shiny lip is a moment now, and this is very pretty, especially with my lip liner that I love. It's the perfect combination. Really recommend the wet stick. Time for the products that I feel like you could probably skip or I'm not really sure of, because again, this is the first impressions. I've only used it once, so it's hard to really be conclusive. I'm definitely gonna have to add the brow gel. I know I didn't try the tint, but I guess they're almost similar in formula since they're both air brows. One's just tinted and one's clear. There's so many good brow products on the market. Not saying that this didn't do a good job, but I do have my go-to brow products. Same thing for the brow pencil. I actually really like how kind of stiff the formula is, but again, it's not like a mind-blowing, oh my god, like you have to get this brow pencil. The Glow IVs, and this is in the category of it's not bad. It's more like, you know, you don't need it, I guess, I don't know. It does look very pretty. It gives me a really pretty glow from within without having to go in with any highlighter product over my complexion product, if that makes sense. So it's a really pretty targeted highlighter for me, like a liquid highlighter, but it's not something that I would tell you to go rush out and purchase unless you like the idea of going in with that glow underneath. The last product I really want to talk about is their Cloud Set. I'm kind of unsure about this product, and the reason being is when it comes to setting powder, smoothing, blurring powder, that is just my jam. That is my area. Like, I love anything to do with setting powder, blurring powder, smoothing powder, because I have texture, I have oily skin, so I'm constantly trying powders out. It's my jam, and I really feel like I can't make my final decision yet on this powder. Do I think it's does a fabulous job at smoothing? I don't know yet, because I feel like, so on a daily basis I use One Size Beauty setting powder, Charlotte Tilbury powders, and I know it just gives me that blur, that blend, that matte, that everything I'm looking for. And I think it might just be because I have the combination with the Glow IV, and I am using like a dewy foundation, so maybe that's why it's throwing me off, and I don't know how it holds up through the day. So I'm definitely gonna have to just kind of put the Cloud Set powder on the side and not really make a decision about this one, because I feel like I have to use it more. All right, everyone, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Also, if there's any kind of video you'd like to see with beauty related, skincare, anything like that, let me know in the comments. I want to come back on YouTube. I'm going to start posting on here maybe once a week for right now and just see how it goes. But thank you so much for watching, and please go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at @TheHennaAli, and I will see you all in the next video. All right, bye.